a very highly manipulated market. I don't like to trade this market. It's a very highly manipulated market. Gold prices should be extremely higher than they are right now. Gold should be priced, as I mentioned before, gold should be priced over $25,000. This is all suppressed. It's fake. They're keeping it artificially priced because they're accumulating lots of it. And when they put central bank digital currencies in play, the ones that are backed by a gold standard, you're going to see gold prices explode in its value once that occurs. So when these central bank digital currencies come online and the ones that are being purported that they're backed by gold, that's why all the central banks, that's why all these countries are hoarding gold right now. Gold is eventually going to be worthless too. I believe the scripture says that in the last days, silver and gold is going to be thrown in the streets. They're going to cast their money basically in the street because it's going to be worthless. Okay, that may be analogous to what we're going to probably experience in the United States, which will be Venezuela 2.0, where our currency is literally shit paper, toilet paper. Okay, it really technically is right now, and that's why they're raiding it. Okay, they're running up everything real fast while there is a value, perceived value, but the goal is for us to be completely decimated, and that's the whole point. That's what you're watching unravel. So when the central bank digital currencies come online, and IMF just passed its testing phase, so they got a green light go. They could roll this thing out at any time. It could happen before the end of the year. It's definitely happening next year. Absolutely, definitely happening next year. Before we have our presidential election, if you believe that's going to happen, I'm not convinced that we will. That aspect of what I've been announcing and telling you to get ready for, once that happens, gold's going to go absolutely bonkers. But you have to be prepared for them to take you out if you're long. That means you're going to have a wild whipsaw drop. But after that, it's going to be vicious going to the upside. Like it's going to be violently going up. Because they're going to be saying, okay, we have all the gold now. Now we can allow it to be priced at what it should be really valued at. And you'll never be able to afford buying it then. So that's how all this stuff's working. It's all the marionette strings, how it's all tied together. That's what's about to unfold. You don't see anybody talking about it, but that's what's really coming. But I think that ultimately, as I mentioned in the live stream on Friday, the sell side below here, that's where I believe that we're going to reach to for gold. But prior to that, I talked about how we could trade into this order block. It did that. We're inside of this inefficiency here, and taking all that away, like I said yesterday, I'm thinking ultimately this is where we're going to draw to. And then Friday we had a really nice run. We went to the lower quarter or quadrant of this inefficiency. That's not quarters theory, folks. And so many people want to take, and he's teaching this, he's revamped this. It's $5 million again here. And taking all that away, like I said yesterday, I'm thinking ultimately this is where we're going to draw to. And then Friday we had a really nice run. We went to the lower quarter or quadrant of this inefficiency. That's not quarters theory, folks. And so many people want to take, and he's teaching this, he's revamped this. It's $5 million again. I'll tell you every time I do this, $5 million for someone to sit down and literally go through why you believe that I renamed something else in existence, and I'm using that very thing, because I promise you, everything I'm doing has absolutely no link to anything that's in any other book, unless I specifically say this was inspired by either Larry Williams, and none of the things I'm trading with is Larry Williams. Larry Williams can't look at any of this stuff and say, yeah, that's my stuff. Chris Laurie can't sit here. I made Chris Laurie come out on Twitter and tell all of you that what I'm teaching is none of his shit. But you ignore it. You ignore it because it doesn't fit the narrative. You want me to be able to be pinned down and say, oh, he's copycatted somebody else and renamed it. That's not what this is, folks. That's not what this is. For folks that don't believe that, go and look at Twitter and scroll back a couple months ago. Because I told Chris Laurie, I said, I'm about to unload on a legal campaign on a few people. And I'm going to drag your ass into this because they're citing that I'm taking your content and rebranded it. So if you want to be part of that, let's go. And there it is. So he came out and told you the real thing. And he was man enough for that. I appreciate that. But the idea is that we're looking for lower prices on gold, right under here. And we could bang around in between this high and that low in a sloppy manner, but ultimately, gravitating towards that low here.